guys, look outside. It's snowing. This is Cory, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob.
Somewhere in the world that will apply.
Well, it did snow this week elsewhere.
Yeah.
I have family in Calgary. It was snowing in Calgary. It snowed in Chicago.
You have family in Calgary?
Calgary, yes.
Un-American pigs.
This is the guy who loves Canada and hockey.
Yeah.
And all un-American things.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
And, CFL.
I don't really care.
I feel like you're a CFL
I don't really
fan.
care for the CFL.
The extra 10 yards. Not a fan.
Listen, we just got to overcompensate, eh?
It's gotta be bigger than American football, eh?
Everybody, welcome. I just wanted to say we didn't really do a Thanksgiving episode this year.
Yeah, because fuck you guys, honestly.
Yeah, but I would like to say thanks, even if Rob would not. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, rating, sharing with your friends, all that stuff. Thank you for clicking on the Amazon link to do your holiday shopping. And just thank you for being you. It's a very, very nice person to be. You.
That's a very PC thing to say.
Whoever you are.
Very PC thing to say.
Well, I mean, usually if you say you in like a derogatory enough manner, it sounds like threatening.
Thanks for being you.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and thank you for being you. And whether you listen to us on Dogcatcher or Stitcher or iTunes, we thank you for all of your ratings and your reviews and your comments. And we certainly hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving break. For those of you in retail, that was probably shorter than others, but I hope that you enjoyed your meal. I just got to enjoy a delicious Andy Nelson's Thanksgiving meal, which, thank you, Cory, that was delicious. I'm not going to say whether it was better than my mother's, but it was certainly delicious.
Meanwhile, your mother, who listens to every episode of the podcast,
No, the fact that she still invited me to Thanksgiving tells me that she does not listen to the podcast, which is probably better for everybody. So.
Oh man,
yeah.
We are also joined by a special guest.
That's right. As we previewed last week, we were expecting a special guest during the Thanksgiving season. We're intro to the holidays, and family comes in, and obviously, family is very important to us here. What you are listening, family. Yeah, you're like family to us. It's just like blood, but there is also blood relation for both of us, and we're happy to have family here with us today.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, Brendan, do you want to say a little something? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, so I'm glad that you could come here all the way from the West Coast. It's good to see you.
Yeah, flying's all right, I guess.
That's a weather crazy, right? Because it's a little warm here, but we've had a cold spell. But I know weather's probably way different than what it's like out there.
If it's what's the lines that go sideways?
Longitude?
Yeah. We're pretty much on the same one, so.
Yeah, but it's Mediterranean, situation out there, and we're in more in the...
It's actually more Pacific.
Okay.
I don't know if you have a globe.
I do.
But maybe somebody could get you a globe for Christmas.
Well, I mean, it's a Mediterranean climate in California. It's one of two places in the world that has a Mediterranean climate. One's the Mediterranean, second one's California.
Well,
so how was your Thanksgiving? It's with the family, and it's nice to be here, I'm sure.
It was, well.
Whoa. Well, don't get too excited there.
Yeah.
I don't want you to calm down.
All right.
haven't seen you this worked up in a long time.
I try not to get angry.
How's the girlfriend? How's the situation, the job, everything out there?
I don't know. Hold on a second.
I mean, we make an effort to.
Hold on. Can I have quiet for a second while I text my girlfriend and find out how she is?
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So. It's good pod. It's just good pod.
Hold on. I'm waiting for the response now.
Okay. Yeah.
Still coming.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if you know how satellites work.
I do. Yeah.
that's up in space. So sometimes it takes... Oh, hold on a second.
I know.
She's okay.
You're used to dealing with Cory. But
she's okay.
I'm the smart one in this podcast. So when you say satellites, I'm there. I know.
Well, I mean, you did just say I lived in the Mediterranean.
No, I said you live in a Mediterranean climate. It's a totally different thing.
Yeah, it sounded about the same.
Well, anyway, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here, as always.
I can't wait to talk.
You're always so entertaining. You always have so much to say.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go now. So,
well, it's been great to see you.
I'll give Cory back his microphone.
Great, yeah, great to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Cory, why don't you have more than one microphone? This seems kind of weird. Yeah, Brendan, shut up. Shut up. All right, I'm back. Brendan took over my mic for a little while.
The newest podcast from GE Panoply Theater. It's not The Message, it's The Bakers.
So, Brendan, how are you doing today?
I've only been awake for 5 minutes. Ask me when I've been awake longer. I'm doing okay now, but who's to say?
So that wasn't really Brendan.
I think everybody's probably caught on to that.
I don't know if anybody realized, but I was doing my brother's
your impression
mannerisms.
Yeah, your impression.
I'm really hoping that he's listening, because he texted me the other day. He's just like, hey, I listened to the episode where you said you were running for mayor, and that was really funny.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, thanks for listening. Appreciate it. He's like, yeah, me and Kat were listening to it. I'm like, great, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that's about it.
Did you start racking your brain? Like, did I do an impression of him on that episode?
No, I seem to remember the last time I did an impression of Brendan was Thanksgiving last year.
No, it's been since then.
Has it?
Yeah. It's come up. Whenever we talk about going to California.
Because we did the Westy Bestie thing before I was going out to...
Yeah, but then there was your trip to Montana. You talked about him when you were doing that.
Well, he wasn't there.
I know, but we talked about him.
Oh, okay.
When that was happening.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going there, and then you did an impression of him in Yellowstone.
God, I can't remember things I say on this podcast. That's only bad news.
Yeah. Well, you need to hire an intern just to listen and tell us the things that we've said.
I'm just going to need somebody who has like a photographic memory of all the things I've said on the podcast to follow us around.
Yeah.
So that when eventually when I'm famous and reporters come up to me and they're just like, Cory, I'd like to talk to you about what you said on episode 59 of the podcast. I'd be like, Jerry? A little help? They'd be like, oh, you talked about gangs, you talked about... I'm just like, oh God, what did I fucking say? Go on, question.
In the video, you took off the headphones, you combed your hair down and forward and did an impression of the mayor of Baltimore.
I did an impression of somebody who wasn't doing their job. Hashtag do your job or quit. By the way, exciting news.
We spoke into our legal department.
I spoke to the legal department of the Anthem podcast. In case you don't know, he's sitting over there.
There's no cameras this week.
Oh yeah, sorry about the no cameras this week. My computer is
abysmal.
Yeah, I described it to Rob like this. I've been treating my computer like a $2 whore for the last 4 years. Just beating the ever living shit out of it, not caring at all about how it feels. And
riding it rough and putting it away wet.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of out of memory at the point where it makes editing videos a little bit difficult. And we're going to Miami next week, and I don't really have the extra income at the moment to get new memory. But next week, video.
Yeah, sure.
Because next week we have a special episode.
Right. I was going to say the week after that we'll have new live video. Yeah. But next week we have a very special episode where everyone should tune in. I keep looking as if there's a camera there recording me. Special episode next week with Brian Tyler from the Market Street Pub.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the interviews we've done have been with super inspirational people, and keeping it going with Brian. Just a guy who's been everywhere and done everything. And if you want to learn some life lessons about started from the bottom, now we here, that's the guy to do it for.
Absolutely.
So definitely check that out next week. I think we did do video. I wouldn't want to ever.
We did do video.
Yes, I don't remember. So yeah, sure.
I have it on my laptop.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of laptop, see, here's the other thing. You need to go and buy through the Amazon link because we need to get new stuff. So your support of the podcast.
We need to get new memory for my computer. We need to get Rob a new laptop.
Yes.
These are all things that allow us to make new products for you.
Right. And we don't charge for this podcast. It's free entertainment for you, an hour every week. If you guys went to Amazon and did all your purchasing through Amazon, we could do a podcast every day. I would love to do a new podcast every day.
Not only that, but if you go to Amazon, your likelihood of being stabbed by somebody at Walmart goes down significantly.
Right. So it's two positives. Not getting stabbed at Walmart and supporting the podcast if you click through our link on otheanthem.com and support the podcast there. Then not getting stabbed, supporting the podcast, and eventually we will have new podcast every single day. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I don't know if you saw the article from The Onion. 42 million dead today.
Yes.
In the deadliest Black Friday in history.
Yes. I don't think the number was quite that high. But people are dead, by the way.
Yeah.
And we'll get to a story that's not Black Friday related, but people die every year in Black Friday related deaths. Accidental.
Yeah.
Like incidents related to violence in malls, and then just like tramplings.
Yeah.
The Walmart where we were, right where we went to school, there was...
You went to school at a Walmart?
Well, in...
Hit
it, Manny. That's 2 weeks in a row I've gotten these, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. The Walmart right down the road from Hofstra was where there was like 6 people trampled trying to get through the door because one side of the automatic door failed and then people just pressed in and trampled somebody. Like 6 people. It was ridiculous. But there's no reason. Just avoid it altogether. Go to otheanthem.com and click through the link right there on the homepage. Do all your shopping on Amazon. If you pay for Prime, the shipping's free. If you don't pay for Prime, well, why wouldn't you? But even if you don't, just have it shipped. It's still worth your life. What is your life worth?
Well, it's one of those things, too. Like, sometimes I say to myself, I could save a significant amount of money if I changed my own oil.
Right.
But then you got to think about the time.
Right.
For me, changing my oil would be hour and a half?
Maybe more, depending on if you know what you're doing.
Right. While I'm YouTubing while I'm doing it to try and figure out what I'm doing.
And the chance that the car falls on you at some point.
Yeah. But compared to the 20 minutes and the extra $5 that I'd spend going to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Just seems like the way to go.
Absolutely.
My time is worth more than what I would save.
And the safety issues. That's again, Black Friday. The safety issues are the number one thing for me.
Not only that, but you can get these things for the same price elsewhere.
Right.
Granted, they do. What part of the allure of the Black Friday is they do have some doorbuster sales where it's like, get this, we have 15 of these TVs and they're $20.
Right.
So you're getting a substantial deal on doing it that way, but then you also have to kill somebody in order to get it.
Or you have to snatch it from the hands of a child.
Right.
One or the other. So, for those of you who follow Cory or on Facebook, he shared a video of a grown woman snatching, I believe it was a blender, because they never do the TVs as the doorbusters. It's always the blender.
It looked like a crock pot.
Maybe a crock pot.
Or some sort of slow cooker or something like that.
So, woman grabs one of these crock pots, whatever it is, hands it to the daughter. It was probably 4 or 5,
maybe even
7.
less.
A very small child.
Yeah.
Then grabs 2 for herself. So now family has 3 of these things that are probably $15.
Which you probably only need one of.
Right. And they're $15, maybe. And let's say they're usually priced at 20, or they were priced at 20 2 days ago. But if you shopped for them in October, they would have been 10. So you're still paying more than you would have paid in October, but theoretically it's less than you would have paid last week.
Yeah, but that was in the holiday season.
Right. Well,
It's important to buy these things at the last possible minute.
When you have to fight somebody for it. It's
Right.
a competition. That makes it fun.
Yeah.
And so little girl is toddling along with this slow cooker or whatever it is in her hands. And a grown woman comes up and just snatches it out of her hands.
Right.
And mom then proceeds...
Just like Eddie Lacy on Thursday Night Football. Just getting that slow cooker knocked out of his hands.
Well, first, let me just tell you that, by the way, Eddie Lacy, who you tried to trade me a kicker for, put up 11 points last week.
I'm well aware. I have him on my fantasy team in my other league.
Just saying. All jokes, but season's not over. At least for Eddie Lacy. For other teams.
Well, I would also
maybe.
like to point out that prior to trying to trade you a kicker for Eddie Lacy, I tried to trade you Vincent Jackson for Eddie Lacy,
who
had 21 points last week.
I understand
so how's that
that.
11 feel? Huh?
I understand
how's
that.
that 11 feel, dick?
Understand. The season's not over yet, and he's getting better. Last week before it was 0 points, then 11. By the
transitive properties,
yes, it'll
next
be
week
21.
It'll be 22.
Yes, absolutely.
Week after that, it'll be 44.
Yes, and then by the end of the season, he's putting up 170
points a week.
But anyway,
Be prepared for that, Rob.
so by the way, you're pointing at no camera. You're pointing at no camera.
That's instinct now.
Yeah. So
anytime I have a microphone, I look for the camera.
But so this grown woman snatches the slow cooker or whatever it is from this little girl, proceeds to fight the mom for it, and that's when I get distracted because someone else does like this end zone dive over the crowd onto the pile of cookers, and then the whole pile of them just spills out into the floor.
It looks like somebody was trying to do like
Cam Newton.
Doing the over the line. Yeah,
just going in for the touchdown into the pile and then the one I shared with you where it's like they had to set up the cattle gates and allow people to go in one by one, and then one person skipped through, or like two people went instead of just one, and then floodgates opened.
Yeah, and then it was
everybody charged. People, what the fuck? Honestly.
I'll share a little story with you. Every single day when I leave work, 695 is backed up.
Yeah.
Now, even though it's backed up, it's still moving.
Very slowly.
Slowly, though.
Yeah.
Now, if I took 83 to 695 back to home, it would take half hour.
Right.
Or I could go another way, and it'll take 45 minutes, but I don't have to deal with any traffic.
Just keep moving.
Just keep moving. I get one stoplight. I got a couple stop signs. That's it.
Right.
That's all I have to worry about. And then it's just free and clear all the way home.
Or a minivan and a cop. One or the other.
Yeah, I mean...
Sometimes occasionally.
Sometimes there's a little something that delays me slightly, but never as much as, the worst is when you have a stick and you're on the highway and it's stop and go traffic and you're going a speed right in between gears.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're going 23 miles an hour, you're just riding 3,000 RPM, God damn it.
Yeah. And then you shift
finally
down.
go to third and then you're just God damn it.
And it's like, whoa. And it's on the verge of dying the whole time. Yeah.
You're like, shit.
I hate that. Yeah.
So I'd rather just keep moving.
Right.
And I would rather spend a little bit more money and not potentially get trampled. I don't know if I'm the only one. Or, even better, go online, research things,
Right.
look at them, see what people think. Go is this the exact model of the whatever that I want? And then go and get it, or just order it online and have it brought to me.
What I was going to say, the one I shared on yours, the on your wall, there was a woman who the gates were split and security was standing inside of this gated in this little safe zone that was built in. And there was a woman who did an NFL running back juke. She was like, should I go left? Should I go right? And then ended up getting hit from behind and jammed into the corner of the gate.
Yeah.
And then stuck as people flowed past her. And I'm like, you're supposed to be making game time decisions in the store and grabbing stuff, and you can't figure out which side of the gate to go down? Come on, lady. But it's I've never been to the mindset, and maybe we needed somebody here to explain that. Somebody who went out this morning at 4:00 in the morning to go shopping, because I just don't understand.
Well, and Rachel's out right now getting stuff at Old Navy because they're having the 50% off sale today for Black Friday. But she went out at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
Which is not I'm sure it's still busy as fuck there.
But
But it's not like it's not like waking up first thing in the morning to go get a blender for $5.
Right. Well, and I remember growing up, my mom used to be pissy, and here's another good reason she doesn't listen to podcasts. 2 days in a row of her, she had the day off, and then being pissy 2 days in a row, because got up early on Thanksgiving to cook, and then had to go to bed early and get up early on Black Friday and go shopping when the stores opened at 6 or whatever. And then they started opening at 4. Like, when I was probably a teen, we were teenagers maybe college is when they started, like, creeping forward a little bit. And
I feel like the creeping forward, like are you talking about like sales on Thanksgiving itself?
No. Okay. Still Black Friday, but went from like 8 a.m. to 6 to 4.
Like where it used to be like when the store normally opens.
Yeah. And we'd line up before the store opened, and then they moved it to 4. And at 4, it was like if you went to Macy's and you had a Macy's card, you could line up early. But they'd come through and check and make sure you had the Macy's card. And you had to go in early, like before Black Friday, and get the card and all that stuff. And then so like she'd be pissy because she had to go in. Like, now they're opening at 4, so I got to be there at 4 to get the doorbusters. Blah blah. I'm like, what? No, you don't. No, you absolutely do not.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years old. There is nothing in that store that you have to buy for me. I don't understand the mentality that like you have to go out and shop.
You know what I think might be part of it, though? Because during our childhood years, where you would buy something, there was a hot toy that you would want to get. There was a fear of not being able to get it before Christmas.
Jingle All the Way.
Remember
that?
Yeah. Or like, you know,
they're going to run out.
Remember Tickle Me Elmo?
Oh, they're going to run out.
Yeah, so many people wanted Tickle Me Elmo that none of the stores had them. And then anytime there was a Tickle Me Elmo, I went through this a couple years ago with an iPad mini.
Right.
Because it was just released like right before Christmas, and each store got 3 of them. And they'd get one every like 9 days, but nobody seemed to know when they would come in, blah, 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 blah. You know, and I'd basically just be calling Apple like every hour going like, do you have iPad minis in?
Slipping 20s to people. Like, yo, just give me a
call.
Just give me a call. It'd be fine.
Listen,
I got another 20 in it for you if I'm the one who gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ed Reed's in there like, here's $300. I know it's a $50 item, but I got another $300 in it if I can get that egg. Yeah.
Ed Reed, by the way, looked like a pimp
when he came out at the Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor ceremony. It's totally pimping.
Yeah.
Because I remember I waited in line for a Wii. This wasn't a Black Friday thing. This is just when the Wii was released.
Right.
Because I heard there wasn't going to be a ton of them available at launch.
Right.
So I was like, I really want this thing. And if it's going to be difficult to get, then I better just go and like hang out overnight.
At midnight, you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a very casual line. Like, sort of like I was there and I wait for a couple hours and then I said like, can somebody watch my spot? I'm going up to McDonald's. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. But
also all Nintendo lovers who were all there, and you're all like with each other.
Right.
Like, we're all here together in this thing.
And then, you know, when Best Buy opened at 10 a.m. the next day or whatever, there was 1,000 people who all showed up and were like, you know, like, I gotta get in there. And I'm just like, sucker.
Sorry, guys, we've been here all
I'm
night.
the 14th in line.
Yeah. Respect the queue.
Yeah. And then I got my Wii, and then, if you remember correctly, the stories for the next, like, it felt like it was like 6 or 7 months where it's just like, nobody can get a Wii.
Right.
They've made so few of them. And
underestimated.
Nintendo completely unprepared for the popularity of the Wii.
Yeah.
And then I had my Wii, and I was able to get all the games I wanted, and everyone else was just like, I will pay you $50,000 for a Wii. And I'm just like,
Why would you sell it for?
Well, no, I didn't actually get offers like
that.
Oh,
okay. I was going to say, because I would totally
I'd
take
see people
grand.
like sell them on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. And
yeah. Well, and so is that what it is? It's the like FOMO, a little FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah, I think it is.
I
think people. Well, not only that, I don't think it's necessarily like. I think it's a combination of fear of missing out, but then also the added amplification.
Yeah.
Of a deal.
Okay.
Listen, you're gonna be getting your son that TV anyway.
Right.
He's got an old Zenith It's an old box TV.
Right.
All he wants for Christmas is a new flat screen. And you know what? We got a 55-inch flat screen for only $4.99, but only on Friday, only on Black Friday.
Bullshit, though.
And then you say to yourself, "Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, I got to get him that TV anyway."
Right.
And if on Monday that thing costs $600, then I can save myself $100 just by going on Friday.
But it doesn't. I mean, yes, it will. On Monday it'll cost.
I mean,
$600.
even if you're going like, hey, listen, I could buy a TV on Christmas Eve.
Right.
Like, it
and on
doesn't
Christmas
even
Eve,
matter.
You could buy it for $515.
Right.
$20 more than you paid on Black Friday.
Right. But I'm saying like somebody will look at a thing in a circular or whatever and be like, Jesus Christ, $500 for a 55-inch TV?
Right.
I'd be mad if I didn't do it. People don't know what things cost.
That is the problem. People have no idea what things cost.
Like,
there have been studies done that are like, yeah, no, people have this idea that Black Friday is this huge day. And here's the thing. Black Friday, for those who don't know, the reason you call it Black Friday isn't because people die and that kind of stuff. You're racist. It's because...
hashtag feel the burn.
It's because stores for most of the 20th century, there was this idea that you were operating at a loss until the Friday after Thanksgiving when people started shopping for Christmas. It was when you got into the black for the year.
Right.
And we started making money, and you made your profit for the year between that Friday and Christmas Day. And then after that was all the profit you made for the year. You had to start making it.
Yeah.
So
it's like the bars around stadiums.
Right.
Like, they don't necessarily that like we used to go into Pickles in the dead of winter, but we'd be the only people there.
Right, yeah.
But part of what keeps them going all year long is the fact that they make so much money on opening day.
Right.
And
closing weekend for them is their
Black Friday is opening day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if they don't make it on opening day week, then they have to do something during the season to try and get people out all season, or else they're going to be screwed.
Right.
Like if they can't do it on opening day and make their year.
Same way with Nelson's. Like, we make our money in the summer.
Right.
And the summer pays for the rest of the year, like, basically, Yeah. Like, because while it's good business, it's not great in February when people don't necessarily want barbecue that much.
Not thinking barbecue when it's cold out.
Right.
Although, by the way, Thanksgiving food, delicious at Nelson's. You guys have missed out by not going for Thanksgiving.
Well, they didn't actually have... That was just... I guess you could order it, yeah.
Oh, everybody needs to go work at Nelson's. That was fucking staff food. Good grief, that was delicious. But, so, I mean, I guess I get that there's, like, this press, but the world doesn't work that way anymore. You know what I mean? That this idea of Black Friday being this huge thing, and it goes down to, it's the same argument I keep making it for people about the $15 minimum wage. People say, you shouldn't get paid $15 for flipping burgers. And I said... You
shouldn't.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't?
No.
Here's the problem. You're locked into a mentality about money not changing value. Should milk cost $20 a gallon?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not worth $20 a gallon.
But no, that is a untrue statement. Because money, the value of money is
it's not
fluid.
worth $20 a gallon.
If you are making $100 an hour, do you care that milk costs $20 a gallon?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's not worth it that much to me. If I need milk, if I need milk,
yes,
then I'm going to do whatever I can to find the cheapest milk.
Right. So, but if all milk is around $20 a gallon, and you're making $100 an hour,
yeah,
do you care that it's $20 a gallon?
I care less.
You care less, right? Just like gas prices. If somebody who was born in 1919 saw $1.99 a gallon, they would shit their pants. But we see it and we're like, fucking what year is it? Yes, $1.99 a gallon.
Thanks, Obama.
But I mean, it's money. The paper money
right.
has no association except for what you can purchase with it. So if you're making $100, but people get locked in. My first job, I made $5.15 an hour. So when I entered the workplace, I have this idea that flipping burgers should pay $5.15 an hour. The right mentality should be, if I'm not making more than $15 an hour, why aren't I making more than that? Because you can at $10 an hour, you cannot afford a 2-bedroom apartment in any of the 50 states. At the 40% of your income going to housing, which is what the Fed and the Treasury tells us that we should be spending. So if I'm spending 60% of my income on a 2-bedroom apartment, that means I'm not spending money elsewhere, which is why the economy is lagging.
Listen, I'm perfectly fine with if you want to either make the cost of housing go down or inflate everybody up to the point where a certain amount of money equals housing.
Right.
I'm okay with that. But you're going to have to understand that once you raise everybody to $15 a minimum wage, then the cost of everything that you purchase is going to go up. Right. That $20 milk is going to become a reality after a while just because the value of the dollar has de-escalated so much that $20 is what it costs for milk.
And I'm with you. So here's the thing.
So listen, if you're at McDonald's and you think getting $15 an hour is all of a sudden going to put you in the penthouse...
It will. No, it will. No. It will for about 4 years until the value of everything else, the price of everything else increases.
It will crater.
No,
it will crater. Listen.
I've done the research. There's a 4-year lag. Prices will slowly increase over the course of 4 years. Thank you, Alan Greenspan, for explaining to me in ways that I can understand. It'll take 4 years.
I do finances at a small business.
Small businesses will not be impacted.
If I had to pay minimum wage $15,
our minimum,
and then everybody who made more than the current minimum wage had to be bumped up an escalating amount, because if somebody's making $15.50 right now, and then all of a sudden minimum wage is $15, they're going to want the appropriate bump.
Our wage increases.
I would have to sell things for so much more than they currently sell for because we're going to have to cover
our
30%.
Are wage increases ever focused on small businesses?
No, but it's going to.
Okay, so here's what I'm telling you.
Why would somebody work at a small business if they're not going to make an appropriate?
They wouldn't. So here's
everybody would work at McDonald's.
The conversation about increasing the minimum wage shouldn't be about actually increasing the minimum wage. But the problem is the media makes it about actually increasing the minimum wage. What it should be a conversation about is if it takes $15 an hour to support a family of 3 or 4 in this country, what's wrong with the money? That's the question.
How about this?
Inflation's out of control. We need to get inflation back under control.
How about this? In baseball, they have a luxury tax.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Hippopotamus. Jesus.
I had an evil inside of me. Baseball has a luxury tax.
Yeah.
If you go over a certain amount of money, then you have to pay a tax, which goes to all the lesser teams.
Okay.
It's been a pretty decent way of baseball to deal with the fact that they have teams in New York and the teams in Kansas City, and teams in New York are going to have an advantage over teams in Kansas City. Even though the Kansas City Royals are owned by the Walton family, who is the owner of Walmart, who have more money than God.
Yes.
Besides the point.
Fan base support is really what it's about.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, you can't sell $1,500 seats behind home plate at Kauffman Stadium.
Except to the family. But they have a box. So it's all
they already have their tickets covered.
Right.
How about this? How about if you're going to have your business, most of your money laundered overseas, which is basically what offshore accounts are.
Yeah.
If you're going to be Apple and you pay so little in federal tax to the United States government, you have to be allocated a certain percentage of the money that you make every year towards going to employees.
Okay.
So regardless of whether or not, below a certain point too, like below middle management.
That makes an incredibly complicated system.
I understand.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't dealing in the world of complicated systems. But
we're
already in a complicated system.
Listen, you communists. Why are you trying to kill the free market and business?
The idea of a one-page postcard, which you can send back to the IRS with all your information, is a big sham because so much of what we're already dealing with is too complicated for that. Well, it would take so long for us to get to that point.
Right, but I think we got off topic. But the point of it is this: is that people don't understand the value of money. That's what my point. My point of the whole thing is this: that when you say, "Oh my God, that TV is $500," if you were paying attention, in July, that
Yeah.
TV was $500.
Right.
But you weren't thinking Christmas when that TV went on sale in July. You were thinking, oh, $500, that's a lot for a TV. But then when they say Zenith 55-inch, usually $650, now $500, you're like, I'm going to have to kill a toddler, but I'm going to get that TV. Because we don't have any idea about the value of money. In the same way that you think $15 an hour is a lot, but it's really not a lot. You're comparing it to what you make and what you made when you first started out, and it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not a lot.
What upsets me most about the idea of a $15 an hour minimum wage is every single time that I see people... It's the same conversation we've had multiple times, and we will continue to have today because we're going to be talking about Trump and his supporters in a bit. But they had a walkout in Detroit.
Right.
Fast food workers. It was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
I watched the video from the news, and they ask one of the women who works at McDonald's, why do you think you deserve a $15 an hour minimum wage when most ERs and most people who run ambulances make $15 an hour?
Yeah.
What rationale do you have for that? She's like, I work hard.
Right.
Okay. I work hard. I work essentially 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I work the one that I get paid for,
and
then I work the one that I don't get paid for.
Yeah.
But part of the reason why I work so hard at the one that I don't get paid for is because at some point I imagine that I'm going to get paid a lot for it.
Right.
And it'll make all the time that I didn't get paid for it worth it.
So here's what I'm going to tell you about the news media. The news media is rich people convincing middle-class people to blame poor people for all of their problems. There was one guy who was really skilled at this, convincing one group of people to blame another group of people for all of their problems. You know who that was?
Donald Trump?
Yes. You know who he used as his example?
Ew.
Adolf Hitler. Also really good at this. So here's the problem. When you have that discussion... they never find the intelligent person who offers a great response. They follow the person who likes the idea but doesn't understand what they're asking for.
See, but the problem is...
Wait. If you went out to your average soldier on the battlefield, can they explain to you the greater battle plan of what's going on? No. The general says, take your gun, go there, in that direction.
Yeah.
But if you went to the lieutenant would say, well, what you don't understand is that although we're going in this direction here and it seems like we're not going in the right way, we're actually making a big pincher move with some people over here, and we're actually going to encompass the enemy, and it's going to lead to their surrender.
Right.
So if they had gone and found somebody who was higher up, what they would have said is, why are you asking us why we deserve $15? Why aren't you asking those ER workers, the paramedics, why they're only being paid $15 an hour for what they do? That's how labor at the start of the 20th century organized. They said, why are you asking us why we deserve more? Why aren't you asking yourself why they're paying you so little? And that's how organized labor got together, and we advanced everything.
The question is not... The question you should be asking is not like the lieutenant, though that's a good example for what we're talking about with like fast food workers.
Yeah.
Like, the question is not asking the person who doesn't deserve $15 an hour why they deserve $15 an hour. It's talking to somebody at McDonald's corporate as to why you don't pay the people that work there more.
Right.
And, if I was an honest person that worked at McDonald's corporate, I would say, my whole business is getting things done for as cheap as possible.
Okay.
So I get the worst person I could possibly get, pay him as much money as I can get, and then profit.
And
that's why I don't go to McDonald's anymore, because I don't want to deal with whoever the fuck licks boots most of the day. How
is McDonald's responding to the cities where they have to pay them $15 an hour? You haven't seen Seattle, LA, what they're doing to their frontline workers?
Are they replacing them with kiosks?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is it that American manufacturing jobs went overseas, and how did Japan and Germany beat us in manufacturing?
By doing it for less?
No, but how is it that they did it for less?
Oh, they paid people nothing, for one.
Not in Japan and Germany.
I guess not. No.
What did Japan and Germany do that we didn't do?
Focus on the quality.
And how did they do that? I'm making a simile here. You think it would be pretty clear.
No.
McDonald's worker asks for too much money.
Yeah.
They get replaced by a kiosk.
Right.
Germany and Japan...
Oh, robots?
They use robots.
Yeah.
So American manufacturing, had we learned a lesson from Japan, would have replaced American workers with robots. and all in all, our economy would be stronger for it. This is how economies grow. Yes, workers ask for too much money, they get replaced by technology, and the invisible hand shifts those people somewhere else. Now, the problem is we have nowhere else for them to go.
Yeah.
That's where we need to have a response, is that if you ask for too much money and the capital has no ability to pay them, which I would argue that they do, but let's just say they don't.
Yeah.
They replace you with technology that's cheaper, and we find another place for you to go. That's what we have to do. But that's all getting off topic to the fact that people don't understand the value of money.
No.
You're stealing a $15 slow cooker from a toddler that 6 weeks from now will be $12 because it was $12 8 weeks ago, and you just weren't paying the fuck attention.
Right.
And you're trampling people, and you're fighting each other. And you know what? These are the same people that when you find out that there's a 25-minute line to vote, they're like, well, fuck it, I don't have time for that. You stood outside in the cold for 4 hours to get a fucking $10 off a TV, and I can't get you to stand outside for 10 minutes to go fucking vote? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's for sure.
But they're also the people who show up to Donald Trump rallies.
Oh, God.
So maybe they will vote this time.
All right, well,
Christ.
I don't even know what to do about Trump anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even Trump, because honestly, as a piece of performance art, I think it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's the world's greatest art installation.
This is Donald Trump say it's an art piece called "Everything Wrong with Democracy," and Donald Trump's just out there. I think he comes off stage and wipes his brow and he's like, "Still up in the polls? All right, let's get crazier." Like, what else can we do?
I like to imagine that Trump was sitting up in his gold-covered office.
Yeah.
He's just like, I really like this Idiocracy movie. How come I can't get one before it?
Hey, listen, okay.
Listen, nobody wants to pay for it. It's like, how much would it be? $8 million? I don't want to pay for that. I'll just run my own campaign.
I'll just do it. All right, so tomorrow I want you to put a live puppy on stage. I'm just going to kick it. Kick it right off the stage. Let's see what happens.
I just want what I want all my people to do is come in with puppies, and then I'll slit the puppies' throats in front of them.
Now, Mr. Trump, that we have some concerns about that. Maybe some steps in between. All right. AK-47 on stage.
Taking out puppies.
No, shooting up in the air.
Oh,
it worked for Camacho. Clearly, that's the direction we need to take this thing. So, but yeah, no, the last couple weeks. Last week we talked about God, which one? What was the story last week? Was that the gold crescents? Yeah. So last week, the Trump said he wouldn't be opposed to marking all Muslims in the country so that we could clearly identify them.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair here. He got talked into it by a reporter.
Okay, sure.
A reporter said, "You haven't ruled this out." And he's like, "Of course not. I haven't ruled anything out."
Right.
Of course Donald Trump wouldn't really do it. He just hasn't ruled it out.
But wait. Then he was challenged on it again later the week, and he said, what?
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Oh, yeah. No, he defended. He said it wasn't a trick question. No, I haven't ruled it out. We need to do something to defend ourselves against these people. And I don't want to say that. It was something to the effect of these people. Those people.
Right.
Them. Something like that. Another group.
Yeah.
And he would do anything to secure the country, including, doing observation of the mosques and, spying on them. And
or shutting them down.
Anything that needs to be done.
Right.
He followed that up with... What was the next thing?
There was the
beatings.
The beatings
was the next thing, where his rhetoric, his xenophobic, racist rhetoric, led to Black Lives protesters. One.
When the first thing you come out with as a presidential candidate is, we need to build a wall so great that the rest of the world will fear our borders, and then you upset legitimate Mexican American or Latino American citizens who are like, listen, I don't want to be asked for my green card every time I'm walking down the street.
You're going to start rounding people up. I'm going to have a problem.
I was born in El Paso.
Right.
My parents were born in El Paso.
I was born in Cleveland. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So understandably, some people wanted to protest that. Understandably, some people wanted to protest from Black Lives Matter.
Which is their thing.
Yeah.
By the way, they did it to Bernie Sanders.
Right.
The most left candidate you could possibly have.
Not
He's
only
a
that,
Democratic Socialist.
Not only that, the one who, for as long as he's been in politics, has been pretty much right on with that point.
Yeah, but they went out and protested him.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But no. So,
they protest everybody. So
right.
Trump should just deal with it. But instead,
No.
what happens is Trump will shout things from the stage like, get him out of here, get him out of here.
Right.
And then goons will take them outside and beat the ever-living shit out of them.
Oh, wait, no. Beat them and then take them outside.
Yeah.
That was it. Don't get it twisted. They do that while he's watching. He is condoning the beating that is occurring, and then they take them outside.
I just had a wonderful idea.
What's that?
What we'll do is we'll take video from Pink Floyd The Wall.
Okay.
Do you remember the scene I'm talking about? Did you watch Pink Floyd The Wall?
Yeah, I've seen it with you a lot.
There's basically like the Hitler rise.
Okay.
Where Pink basically becomes a new Hitler.
Yeah. There may have been some intervening mental faculty reduction
right.
the last time I watched The Wall.
Possibly.
So,
not outside of the realm of possibility.
I do remember some things, though, yes.
But at a point, he's in front of a huge gathering of fellow quote-unquote Nazis.
Not Nazis, though.
Yeah, not Nazis, just hammers.
Right.
And, you hear him screaming things like, that guy, he looks Jewish! Put him against the wall! And then they grab him and drag him out and shit like that. We should just take audio from Trump's speeches where he's yelling to, like, get that dirtbag out of here!
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of him! And just put it over top of the video of Pink Floyd The Wall. I think it'll be a great crowd pleaser.
Sure. Always trying to get those clicks. Always getting those clicks.
The great news is none of that is protected by copyright.
Oh, P.S. Trying to get those
Thank
clicks.
you, YouTube.
Keep in mind, look for on Oh the Anthem and on our various social medias. We will have the hashtag SRB, hashtag do your job or quit.
Yes.
Hair that you can...
Go to ohtheanthem.com.
Yes.
In the show notes, there will be a little thing there. Click here to download...
Yeah.
Do your job or quit hair. And then just feel free to put that on anybody who's not doing their job.
Take a picture. And then drop it on top.
Yeah. It'll be done in a way that you can do it from pretty much every program.
Right.
So if you're a paint aficionado like me.
And then make sure you tag Oh the Anthem in it so that we can see it and enjoy. Well, maybe we'll put together like a whole
hashtag SRB, hashtag do your job or quit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for these. This is going to be great.
So Trump advocates the beating of people who have a disparaging opinion.
Right.
Because, America. And so then he follows that up this week. What's his newest in the top hits?
Well, there's a reporter for the New York Times who has a birth defect.
Yeah.
A disability from birth. I don't want to just necessarily say defect, but basically what happens is that I can't remember exactly what the condition was, but I think it was nervous system related, where he sort of, again, I'm not trying to
You're already good.
I'm not trying to minimize this guy at all.
He has a problem with his arm.
He has a problem with his arms. He sort of has like a T-Rex thing going with his arm.
That's what I was trying to avoid you from saying.
Well, I'm just it's an audio podcast. I'm trying my best to give somebody a visual idea. But there will be a picture up in the video if you're watching that.
T-Rex arm.
I'm not trying to minimize his struggle. I'm just
microaggression, which I just learned what that was this week, by the way. Microaggression.
Oh man, this episode of South Park is on point.
Oh god.
Yeah, so he had gotten into it with Trump about the whole Muslims were celebrating on the Jersey side of the Hudson about
you mean
9/11.
The story that's clearly not true.
Right.
Clearly not true. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, by the way, there were some Israelis that were arrested celebrating on one side of the in New Jersey near the George Washington Bridge. And if you listen to Immortal Technique, he actually talks about it in the song. 4 non-Arabs were arrested near the George Washington Bridge Then they were later released, and the story died, and nobody heard about it again. Until Trump brought it up, and it became thousands. I mean, literally thousands of Arabs.
Right. But
are Muslims.
So anyway, as I was trying to not make fun of this reporter, Trump, on the other hand, goes up on stage and basically does like the old, like... Well, yeah, I mean, sort of like, do you remember like in elementary school when people were doing the retarded thing?
Yeah.
And they were just sort of like...
Mencia doing it.
Yeah, doing like the hand like that, just going like, I like a pot drink, you know, like whatever. Yeah. He was basically doing that on stage, going like, and you should have seen this reporter. He was just like, I don't remember what I'm talking about. And it's just like, he just made fun of a retarded person on stage.
Wait. What you're telling me is he did this at a very private interview. It was called on a webcam.
No, a rally in front of thousands of people.
It must have been at like a very...
Well, hundreds. I can't
imagine people. And it certainly wasn't in a battleground state or somewhere where there's certain...
I believe it was South Carolina.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Well, at least he's right there in the little bread basket.
Yeah.
Where he's going to hit a home run anyway. So.
Oh, God. I just don't...
Again, his campaign is, next week I'm going to come out and kick puppies. What else can I do, people? What else can I do?
It started with Huckabee.
Well, yeah.
What can we do to not get elected? Like, how far can I take this?
Oh, yeah, and you found that other thing from, I know it's a couple weeks old, so people, we understand. Don't send in your messages. We know this story is a little... Bobby Jindal's not even in the race anymore, but Huckabee and Jindal and...
Ted Cruz,
the holy trinity, if you will, of this particular race...
I want to pull up the exact story,
okay,
so that I can be able to quote from it specifically.
But that essentially that they were all at a rally together, and also at that rally was a preacher, and that this preacher is famous for his somewhat controversial positions. Basically, that well, listen, we hate theocratic. And I feel like I've said this for the past 3 weeks in a row. We hate theocratic Islam because they are taking over countries and installing Sharia law, and that's not the right thing to do. And then what we hear from Republican candidates is essentially, we want a theocratic America where we install Christian law in place here.
I just don't understand why you can argue like Christians are under attack and then be like, yeah, but those Muslims, they don't deserve anything.
Right. Well, because it's about hating the religion. It's not about, it's not about that they don't want religion running things. It's that they don't want religion.
Yeah, they only want their religion.
Right, of course. Well, it's just the same as it started with the Catholics coming here, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and slaughtering all of the Indians. It's or the Tainos, which is, by the way, where we get the word Latino.
Okay, this is from the New York Times. It was done on November 16th, but I think the actual event happened on a Friday, like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So, I'm just going to quote from the beginning of the article here. Earlier this month in Des Moines, which is Iowa, which is a battleground state that determines everything about the election.
Right, yeah.
The prominent homeschooled advocate and pastor, Kevin Swanson, again called for the punishment of homosexuality by death. To be clear, he added that the time for eliminating America's gay population was not yet at hand. We must wait for the nation to embrace the one true religion, he suggested, and gay people must be allowed to repent and convert. Mr. Swanson proposed this at the National Religious Liberties Conference, an event he organized. Featured speakers included 3 Republican contenders for the presidency, the former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, Governor Bobby Jindal of Louisiana, and Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Mr. Huckabee later pleaded ignorance, yet a quick web search will turn Mr. Swanson's references to the demonic power of the homosexual Borg, the unmitigated evil of Harry Potter, and the Disney character Princess Elsa's lesbian agenda.
Yeah.
Mr. Cruz apparently felt little need to make excuses. He was accompanying another of the featured speakers at the conference, his father, Rafael Cruz, a politically connected pastor who told a 2013 Family Leadership Summit that same-sex marriage was a government plot to destroy the family. So, listen. I'm past the point of trying to convince people who are homophobic that gay people are not out to get you.
Yeah.
Or hurt you. I just can't. that argument seems too much for some of these people.
And at what point is it like if it's been legal in the country for 6 months?
Just like racist, like
you're never going to convince him.
I could never bring my really cool friend Jamal is going to come over and teach you that racism is not, you shouldn't be scared of black people,
right?
Because that's never going to happen. It's just
they're just waiting for us to get comfortable.
Yeah,
and they're going to slit our throats while we sleep.
Helter skelter, everybody.
Helter skelter.
Helter.
Because Pat can't spell. Okay.
I believe what you want.
Yeah.
If you don't
No. You can have whatever personal beliefs you want, as long as you don't necessarily try to impose them on
right.
everybody.
I mean,
you're wrong.
Listen. If I said all women should be put to death because of their inferiority to men,
I don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and lives. That's demonic.
I would imagine that I would hear a lot of talk about that.
Yeah.
If I open next week's podcast with these fucking women thinking they're so great with their giving of life.
I think that's basically my policy in every podcast.
No, but I mean, if I went that way,
then
people would be like, Cory, you sick animal. What the fuck is your problem? But if I came out on the podcast and I'm just like, these gays with their interior design and their
Priuses
and their stylish haircuts, yes, there would be a certain population of the people who listen to the podcast who'd be like, God damn, Cory, what is wrong with you?
Right.
But then there'd be a certain population of people who would listen who'd be like, yeah, give them gays hell.
Yeah.
And if you're homophobic and you just don't like gay people and it bothers you and you would maybe describe it as icky, then all right, there's nothing I'm going to do to convince you otherwise. No amount of good press is going to help this person.
Right.
What I can hope for is that we can at least try and minimize the amount of times that we ask for somebody to die.
Yeah.
I think at the very minimum,
well, can I say this?
Because there's not anybody I really want to die.
No, there's a lot of people I want to die. But 2 things.
There's nobody I want to put to death because of what they are,
2 things. One, you can't...
Except for people who want to put to death people for who they are.
Well, I was going to say, I have an ironic thing that, that idealism kind of makes me want to take you out of the gene pool, just so you don't reproduce and spread those ideas to other people. But, number 1, I have a feeling that most people who support that position couldn't get a woman to fuck them, and I think that there's some concern that... some internalization of a concern that they are, in fact, gay.
Well,
and it's a confusion about themselves and all of that stuff.
I would say I don't want to make any kind of
it's not derogatory towards gay people.
I don't want to make any accusations against this pastor who is asking for the death of gay people. No, not yet.
Right.
It's not time yet.
At some point, yes.
Later.
Yeah.
Later, once they realize that they're not going to come around to the Christian
teachings,
then we're going to have to put them to death. But for right now, they can live.
Yeah.
Because there's still time for them to repent. I would honestly not be shocked if this guy turned out to be gay.
And listen, that would be unprecedented. That never happens. These super Christian guys never turn out to be... Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, they always do. Always those guys.
Or the people who are cheating on your wife is a sin, and then you find out that they've been cheating with their mistress for...
Or, we want to live by God's law, but they're divorced 6 times.
What? I just don't understand... The hypocrisy is so crazy these days.
Yeah.
I can't... You will go out and basically call for the execution of gay people because they're not living the life that you want them to.
Right.
But it'd basically be the same as if I was just listen, I hate cheating.
Right.
I hate it. I hate it when people do it. It just bothers me. It really, I think there's nothing less than that. And then Rachel was just well, I kind of want to see other people, but... What part of it really bothers you? It's like, well, I mean, I guess if I had to pick one thing about cheating that would really bother me, it's just if you, like, went back with somebody you used to be with or something like that. And it's just like, all right, well then, how about this? I just won't sleep with anybody who's named Randy. But everybody else is fair game, and it's just like, well, no, I mean, that's sort of besides
not my
the
problem
point.
with it. Yes, yeah. That's the one part of
just
it.
Just because you're not seeing anybody named Randy doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's, well, you know. It's like, so don't...
Here's the thing. The pastor is calling for the death of a group of people because they hold a certain belief that he doesn't agree with.
Right.
If you interchanged some of those names with, like, Muhammad calling for death of someone because they don't believe in Muhammad or Allah, those people would be like, we need to go in there and we need to spread them some Jesus with some bombs. Put some boots on the ground, some M16s, and give them some Jesus time. And it's just like...
Listen, I know you were born Christian, but you can change. You can go to our anti-Christian academy.
Right.
Where we make you listen to Slayer. And then you not gonna be Christian after that, boy.
I don't.
You ain't never gonna say anything about the Lord and Savior. After that,
I don't understand the hypocrisy of, we look at those people.
Yeah.
I'm doing air quotes. We're not on video. Those people, and we're like, how dare they threaten other people, and how dare they, they're gonna kill us, and it's a violent religion. It's inherently violent, and we need to use violence to get it off the earth. And then this comes out, and it's like, this is the Christian way. We kill the gay people. That's how we... Not yet. That's what... Muslims, they kill people now. Yeah. That's why they're bad.
They're not even giving you a chance to repent.
That's the major difference. Yes. Muslims are bad because they don't give you a chance to repent now. We're going to give you a tick. If you don't repent, then we'll kill you.
Yeah.
By stoning. So it's not like we'll throw you off a roof. We're going to shoot you. That's humane.
Listen, I got a whole bunch of gay bashing rocks I've been saving for a special occasion. No, but
I rubbed my penis on each and every one of them.
Just to make you feel more at home.
Oh, God.
Enjoy this rock, Lance.
What? Oh.
Why do you all that?
Oh. Poor... Because I feel bad for Lance Bass, because now he's gay.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
News.
I wasn't even thinking about Lance Bass.
Who were you thinking about?
Just, I don't know.
A guy named Lance?
Yeah, I just always thought Lance was a...
Gay name? No, sir. That is homophobic. Microaggressions.
God damn it.
All right,
well, I guess, thank God I'll have a chance to repent before...
Yes. Before
the mob comes after me.
Before we get out of here, I do want to touch on a little bit of Baltimore Corner stuff.
Yeah.
Sports ball, Baltimore Corner, all tossed into one. I guess a little bit of Baltimore Corner is make sure you print out your SRB, #SRB, do your job or quit overlays so that you can get those pictures in. You can send those to Cory at otheanthem.com.
Or just, tweet them at OTheAnthem, right. Instagram at OTheAnthem, whatever.
The,
Mobby nominated.
Mobby nominated OTheAnthem, Twitter and Instagrams. But some sad news out of Baltimore this week. First quarter and fourth quarter, and well, basically everything in between. There was nothing good about what happened during the football game last week.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say bad news. The Ravens won.
Oh no! Good news that they won because the team showed heart. Bad news is what you had to trade in order to get that win.
Listen. I know people don't like to hear this, but I'll be the one who says it. The Ravens need to lose every single game from here on out to get the best draft pick they possibly can.
That's what I said. Silver lining, go for the draft pick.
Just do it. Because, listen, I know this team had high hopes coming into the season.
Super Bowl contenders?
We've been stuck with the worst luck ever.
Yeah. Embrace it.
Injuries, everything. Come back next year, retool a little bit. This team wasn't that far away from being really good.
Fire the coaching staff. Not Harbaugh, but everybody else.
I would say keep Harbaugh. Everybody else gets hit by a bus.
No, I don't want him to die.
Well, if they can repent.
Microaggression.
If they repent for their horrible defensive schemes and their horrible offensive plans, then...
Now the refs can get hit by a bus.
Yeah, the refs. Yeah, fuck them.
Damn.
God, did you see that Patriots game, by the way? The Monday night game?
You mean where they just basically okay, so, all right, guys, how can we give the Patriots this game? Yeah, was that a holding on them? Let's check the scoreboard. Yeah, no holding. Okay, yeah. We're picking up the flag. Thanks. Yeah.
Well, no, the phantom whistle.
No.
Okay, so Tom Brady's running towards the sideline.
Yeah.
And then he's a solid, 3 feet away. He's as far away from the bookcase as I am right now.
Yeah.
And he throws it to Edelman.
Yeah.
Or not Edelman, Amendola. Mm-hmm. And the referee blew the whistle during the throw, while the ball was in the air.
Okay.
Brady was out of bounds.
Okay.
And I think it's because Rex Ryan was standing right next to the line judge going he's out of bounds, he's out of bounds, he's out of bounds. And
right.
The ref's just ah!
Right.
But because they blew the whistle...
Play's dead.
Yeah. But it was almost a surefire touchdown for Amendola because he had nothing but open field behind him.
Right.
And an easy catch that he made without trouble. But they said the whistle didn't happen until after the catch, which is not the case.
Yeah.
So they gave him the catch, and then they gave a 15-yard penalty on the Jet sideline for being on the field, which is Rex Ryan standing on the white.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure he's allowed to do.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where you probably aren't allowed to do, but everybody just does.
Yeah.
You have to be behind the white, but everybody's up on the white.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tomlin was on the field.
He was actually on the field,
yeah,
tripping players and stuff. So, and isn't Jacoby there now?
Yeah,
isn't he there playing?
Yeah,
hey, yeah, I know you.
Wouldn't it be funny if just Tomlin's trying to trip him all the time? Just he's coming out of the shower, he's just
yeah, I got you again. Yeah,
is there a new thing? How many times can I trip you?
But yeah, lose out.
Just don't even.
Well, maybe not next week. Not this week. I'm fine losing. Maybe next week, just put up a little.
It's going to be tough to lose this week.
I know.
Playing the Browns.
Still, though. Just lose, and then win next week in Miami, and then lose out from there.
I wouldn't even mind if they lost in Miami.
No, come on.
Because if people give me shit about, the 15 Miami Dolphin fans who are there with us are giving us shit for wearing our Ravens gear or whatever.
Yeah.
Just, anytime, Matt Schaub throws an interception for a touchdown, they're going to be like, yes, draft pick!
First round? Yeah.
Enjoy your 10 to 20 pick. We're in the top 10 now, Miami.
What are the worst records? We're at 3 and 6?
3 and 7. Or 3 and... Oh, yeah, we haven't played. 3 and 7 right now.
Yeah.
Probably by the time this podcast comes out, hopefully 3 and 8.
We got to be top 5.
There's 4 teams that are 2 and 9, I think.
Yeah.
So we got to get some losing done here.
But we have the easiest part of our schedule left.
God, why?
And Matt Schaub, he's a professional quarterback.
I really think Tressman and Pease gotta go. There's no reason for them being here anymore.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, I like.
Yeah.
And
He's done it.
I want him to stay.
Yeah.
I guess I would like the front office to give Harbaugh to fire everybody except for Harbaugh and just be like,
hire people.
This is your warning.
Right.
This could be you if you Chip Kelly the hell out of this thing next year.
Who, by the way, Chip Kelly's so gone.
Oh, God.
Have they actually fired him yet? Because
no.
He is gone.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, poor Rob. Poor Rob. Poor Bailey.
I just
having to grow up in that household.
Bailey. Between the Eagles and the Ravens, she doesn't even know what to do.
I know. God.
She just assumes that football is always bad. Oh God, it's so depressing.
But you know, it's not depressing.
I'm at the point now where I just want them to lose. Though I'm happier if they lose.
Yeah. Build up that draft pick.
There's no way we make the playoffs.
If there is, we eke our way in and then lose in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, you play
pointless.
Imagine if you made it and then you're facing the
Patriots. No, Patriots will get a bye. So.
Yeah, Patriots will get a bye. Bengals will probably get a bye.
Yeah.
So you're probably playing the Broncos first round.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, yeah, great.
Go all the way to Denver.
Yeah, let's go all the way to Denver and come home.
Right. Now, just lose out. I don't even know if you play Schaub. Just who do we pick up?
Jimmy Clausen.
Yeah, let Clausen get out there and play it. Let him get some NFL playtime, man.
You know, he was a starter in the NFL for quite a while.
Yeah, still.
Until he went to the Raiders, and then he did Raider-like things.
Here's my question.
Oh, real quick. Hold on. Just because we're talking about football. The Washington Redskins
played a football game. theoretically.
The Washington Redskins on Thanksgiving.
Oh, right. Yes.
Tweeted the Redskin logo, and then underneath of it, Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understood the irony.
I think they did. I think that they are just do
you think the Redskins are a new
just a big fuck you to the whole world?
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Dan Snyder is waiting for a check.
Yep.
The value of the trademark Redskins, or the value of the team name Redskins, is worth X amount of dollars.
Baby.
If you write him a check for anywhere near X amount, then he'll change the name tomorrow.
Yeah. He's a businessman.
He'll change his name to the Washington Poopy Diapers.
And the thing is, the Redskins Nation...
He doesn't care.
Redskins Nation thinks it's about pride and history. No. He's a businessman. It has value. And if he changes it, he loses that value.
Yeah.
It's all about the value. Give me the value and I'll be fine. And you know what? If the United Indian... it's not... I say Indian because I think that's the actual name. It's not Native American. But all of the tribes got together and said, okay, let's seriously say... What's it going to take for you to change the name?
Right.
We want to purchase the patent. Instead of fighting it out in court, we'll purchase the patent from you so that no one can ever use it again.
Did you hear...
Or it's not a patent. It's,
did you hear about their trademark? Did you hear about their lawyer in court?
No.
Arguing why they should have their trademark protected again?
No.
This is wonderful. I can't wait to hear your legal opinion on this. The lawyer for the Redskins basically said, listen, some people find the term Redskins to be offensive. I don't even understand why people are upset.
Right.
But there are other things that are federally trademarked that people might find offensive, such as, and then he pulled out the list and he's just like, I want to come into your mouth until you die of choking, incorporated, or like just like going down a list of the most horribly pervasive, like
all things that are trademarked.
Yeah, like black people kill black people, incorporated, like just everything, like whatever he can come up with that's just horrible and offensive, and like like Southern pride is riding around with your panties in a bunch, incorporated. I don't know. Just going down the list of horribly offensive things, and then going like, so, as you can see, is Redskins any worse than any of those?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Horrible argument.
Yeah. I think that's what we like to call grasping at straws.
It is, but legally sound. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because if your argument is it's offensive to people, the best argument you can make is, well, this cannot be a reason to overturn it, because the government needs to have a sound policy that is uniform. And if you're going to do this, and there aren't pending litigation about all of these things, then you can't do it just on that grounds. You know how I've told you before that being a lawyer just sucks the fucking soul out of your body?
Yeah.
That guy, like, literally probably walked out of that courtroom and was like, I need a drink. And went to the bar and for the next week just lived at the bottom of a bottle. I mean, that's when you, like, get in there and, you ever just, like, said fuck so many times in a conversation that, like, when you, like, got in your car...
Who, me?
Like, yeah. You're just, like, you're like, okay, I think I'm fucked out for a while. Like, I can't... I got so pissed off and I used it so much that I just can't use it anymore. Like, that's... Sometimes you make an argument so legally sound, but just so perverse, and, like, you feel so bad about it that you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. I've been that for a while.
I think we've done a lot of that today on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So let's recap.
Yeah.
Don't go Black Friday shopping.
It's too late.
Well, don't do it in the future.
Yeah.
Instead, go to otheanthem.com and click on the Amazon link.
Shop online.
And have everything brought to you.
Why not?
And it helps us.
And hopefully we'll have some swag on the website by Christmas, and then just buy gifts. Oh, the Anthem
just buy
gifts.
Oh, the Anthem shirts.
Sure, why not?
Number 2, Donald Trump has the most amazing performance art I've ever seen.
And I think that's a way to start looking at it. I'm going to look at it as a performance piece called Democracy is Falling.
I made the point to you last night that I think part of the reason why the Republicans are letting Trump do this for so long is because the longer he's doing it, and I mean, he's not going to win.
No.
He can't at the end win after all this.
No, but just hogging that spotlight.
But just take up all the air, take up all the press, take up all the column inches, and then all the rest of the candidates who are going to legitimately be running for president can get away with going to rallies where preachers are calling for the death of gay people.
Right. Yeah.
And not have that written about.
By the way, none of those three people are going to win presidency either.
No, but I mean, at least they'll be in the... Cruz will be in serious conversation. Jindal's already gone. Mike Huckabee
can't be president! Ted Cruz cannot be president.
And then finally, the Ravens need to lose the rest of their games to make me feel better about getting a top 5 pick. So and then coming in next year and running the table. Worst to first.
So, in recap...
and fuck the Redskins.
Americans as a whole suck. The American electoral process sucks. And our favorite Baltimore Ravens suck.
Yeah.
We're really just going out on top. This has been a great podcast this week.
2015 has just been the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want more O the Anthem.
Things that don't suck.
Go to otheanthem.com. Download Do Your Job or Quit hairpiece. And put it on people who aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, just, it'll be great fun.
Mm-hmm.
Great fun. You could put one on Tressman.
Hey.
Put one on top of Tressman. Just do your job or quit.
Catch him snoozing up in the booth.
If you found a picture of Lee Mazzilli sleeping in the dugout, you could put it on him.
You should do that. You should do a couple of those just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah. I will. I'll be on top of it.
Good.
Furthermore, if you wish to reach us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram,
Mobby nominated.
Send us these things. The Anthem for that. And the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What's the number again?
443-219-7595.
And you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com for links to all of my blogs, YouTube pages, and websites, and everything that's Robert N. Cheek related. By the way, found an interesting factoid this week. If you search Robert N. Cheek in Google, no quotes, no nothing, Robert N. Cheek, I am the first 2 pages of results.
Really?
How fucking awesome is
nice.
that? Little things like that make me happy.
I'm going to have to see how many other Cory Bakers are ahead of me.
But, so...
I'm sure there's like a competitive gymnast who's really like...
taking all the
top Google results.
Yeah, damn it. But yeah, robertandcheek.com and at Robert and Cheek on all your social networks. You can also find links to my books through Amazon on the website there.
Buy Rob's books.
Thank you, sir. And man, make sure you check out the dirtyshowunderground.com for the other website that's on the Anthem Network. I think this week, when this posts, we will have had our final Walking Dead mid-season finale bonus episode. Those have been going really well. We've been staying in the top front page of YouTube. If you search for The Walking Dead or hashtag TWD or hashtag The Walking Dead, we've been in the top page of searches. So that's fantastic. So check it out. Everybody's checking it out. You might as well.
All right. Well, I think we've done good here today.
Really? With a straight face? You can actually say that? We've done something.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me...
Yeah.
Brendan! Come back in here. What? Get up. Just do it. I think we've done good here today.
Really? With a straight face? You can say that.
He's not taking it from me either.
Everything's said with a straight face from Brendan, so.
Cory, come back.
What?
I think he's done.
Okay, so you're just going to close it out for us?
Yeah, I'll just finish.
All right, so go ahead and hit me again with it.
I think we've done good here today.
We did something. I don't know if it's good.
Yeah.
Well, as always, you're listening to the
Anthem podcast.
No, this is my part.
Network.
This is my part. You stay quiet for this.
For Cory and Brendan.
You are bad. You're just as bad at this as Cory. As always, you're listening to the Anthem podcast, part of the growing The Anthem digital network. For Cory and Brendan, this is Rob. For Cory, and you guys can't see it, but there's air quotes. Brendan, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
You know, they call them fingers, but you ever see them fing?